It is a bit of a unicorn these days. A single owner, small town radio station, just so happens to be where I got my start in this business, thanks to this man, John Eves. His two sons now, Jack and Mike, have joined him to take over operations at WXHC Radio in Homer. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Great to see you, Jeff.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
We go back a long way.
Yeah, we sure do. So John, I got to go back several years.
Okay.
You were some people out there may know, sports director at Channel 5 at the time. You have some guy working with you weekends, Mike Tirico. I don't know. How did he end up doing, Tirico? I mean, you ever heard about that guy?
Oh, I think he's done pretty good. I knew he was going to do that good, but I didn't know he was going to do that good.
So anyway, we're back there. You're doing the sports thing. Where's that spot where you go, I think I want to start a radio station from scratch, by the way?
Wow. Well, it's corny. I actually, at 10 years old, up on James Street in Cortland, had my own little walkie-talkie radio station. So it was a dream come true, but I'm riding around one day with Butch Charles from Channel 5 cameraman, says, hey, there's going to be a Class A FM station open down in Homer. And my wife, Patty, and my brother, Bruce, was back in Cortland, and we decided, you know what? We're going to go for it, and it made a lot of sense, Jeff.
It's a big leap.
Yeah. But I knew my ceiling in sports broadcasting. I'd been in Colorado, had a great run out there.
Denver, right?
Yeah, but I knew, you know, I wasn't going to be Mike or Ian Eagle or Beth Mowens, who gave a job to. But I also knew I wanted to be my own boss. That's the best thing. I never imagined I'd have my two boys come on and do what they've done.
Yeah, I want to talk to Mike and Jack in a second, but I'm very curious. So 35 years on the air now, plus, I guess. Do you ever think it would be so successful? I mean, it's really a pillar of the community there.
Well, Jeff, we've been so fortunate, blessed, really. We have, you know, everybody knew us. And they knew my family, my mom and my brother, as I said. And my wife, you know, she's a Murray, J.M. Murray. I don't know if you knew that, was her dad. And so everybody, you know, they knew me, and they just have been so supportive. We've just been so fortunate, and in the community, it's a great deal.
Jack, kids jump into the family business. Sometimes it's taken over the hardware store or the insurance company or something like that. This one's a little different. So why did you and your brother, obviously you can speak for yourself, decide to jump in and take over the radio station from your dad?
I think it's just a natural thing. You know, I remember starting working at the radio station, working on the board young when it was, you know, broadcasting SU games, or even when we were broadcasting the Jets games. So, you know, and it just becomes a natural thing, whether it's voicing a commercial or slowly getting into a radio show.
Or covering press conferences, you know. We kind of do it all. You know, I've asked him, you know, coming out of high school, would you ever think about, you know, working for the radio station, you know? And I was the same way. You know, I know I'm, you know, in college thinking about doing my own path thing, and then it's, you know, it kind of, one thing leads to another, right? It's kind of, I guess it was kind of our destiny, you know. Jack was in retail for a little while, and then we got him in here, and I think it's been pretty good. You know?
So Mike, I'm curious how you've seen it evolve. I remember when we started hometown radio. That's how it started. But things have to evolve in this business. How have you seen it during your lifetime, and now that you've kind of really taken over with your brother running operations?
It's a great question. Obviously, we're streaming online. That's been a really big push. We have our own smartphone app. We're on the smart speakers. Obviously streaming on your desktop computer. But so it's kind of opened the door from, hey, you know, I can't, you know, get your signal, or we can, you know, we can be literally anywhere. Obviously, we've done some podcasts on our website, WXHC.com, by the way, and really it's kind of like a local hub to get information. I think of it as, in our social media as well, I think of it as a natural extension of the radio station. You know, getting it online, so because you're reaching, you know, different folks, you know, in those different mediums and things too. But no, it certainly has changed. You know, and that's the thing. You know, you give back to the community, they're going to give back to you. And my dad has kind of instilled that in me, and I've really seen that. You know, we were at the community beach party last night, the Brockway Truck Show. You name the local event or the nonprofit, we're down there, right, Jeff? So it's
that's
good.
Homer, Cortland. John, I'm curious, what's it like to see the boys
Oh, boy.
running the place?
Don't get me too emotional here, Jeff. a dream come true, really. They've done such a great job. I mean, they've grown the business. I mean, Bruce and I, it was great. You know, we family, and now to see these two guys, Jeff, it's really, and what they've done with it. You know, you worry about the technology, you know, radio, but they've, you know, they've just, and they love it.
Yep.
They work so hard. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I got my start in radio. There's something special about it. Guys, I'm curious, what do you think WXHC means to Homer Cortland?
I think it's, you know, it's such a big pillar. You know, hopefully some folks don't take it for granted, but I think we're just so lucky that we have the community's backing, and you know, it's funny, people turn to us, you know, if they see a fire truck or something going on, they know to turn. It sounds kind of corny, but you know, people have literally told me, even to this day, you know, hey, they'll turn on the radio station if they see something going on, because you know, we're trying to, you know, cover that local event and be there. Plus, you know, for breaking news and stuff.
Absolutely. Jack, you like the energy of kind of always being kind of current, and it's live, it's happening, it's fast, it always changes.
Oh yeah, it's a thrill, especially because you never know what's going to go on. Like you said, like if there's a fire truck pass on, you'll figure that out. And you know, with local news, you know, you build a trust with your listeners and that news base. And you know, the Cortland area is a smaller community, and you know, to have that reliability where you can have somewhere that has reliable, latest breaking news, up to date, and it's good to have.
And to go on that point too, you know, some of our news stories have actually changed some, you know, opinions on some things. They've actually changed some things, like civically. You know, there's been some instances where we covered a story and it kind of had changed the outcome. You know, it's one of those things that made people more aware of a change happening in our community. So it's kind of cool to kind of see that firsthand, and then we talk to the local leaders and go, wow, guys, thanks for covering that story. We got some great opinions. We kind of reevaluated it, and it's really cool to see that at the end of the day, that, you know, wow, right, a story that we did actually, you know, changed the outcome for the positive part of that.
It's great to see. Congratulations on 35 years, and I cannot let you guys go, especially you, without saying an incredible thank you. I wouldn't be here without you. You put a college kid, Ithaca College, by the way, go Bombers, on the air. Professional radio station, just getting off the ground. He eventually paired me with the legend Beth Mowens, who's gone on to do incredible things, and it just helped launch my career. Can't thank you enough.
You were a talented guy, and you still are. It's great to see you.
Keep it up. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you for having us, and we've got such a great relationship with you guys here at Channel 9, so we really appreciate this opportunity a lot.
Good. Thanks so much, guys.
Download the WSYR Plus app on your TV to stream News Channel 9 for free. Just go to your smart TV, search WSYR Plus in the App Store, and download to start streaming today.